On August 7, 2011, the Sunnyvale Historical Society hosted an all-school reunion where anyone who went to school in Sunnyvale could reconnect with former classmates and reminisce the past. During the reunion, we asked people to share their favorite memories from their school days in Sunnyvale.
Okay, my name is Doug Boyd. I taught at Sunnyvale High School for 27 years. I started there in the 1955-56 school year. I taught physical education, I coached football, I coached track, and I also coached cross country. And Sunnyvale was a great school, and actually Sunnyvale should never have closed. I had a lot of fond memories. I've had great administrators at Sunnyvale. Edwin Stang was one of the best. My first principal was Marty Matheson, who later became associate superintendent. And we had some great athletes at Sunnyvale. Benny Brown, who won an Olympic gold medal in 1974. In the Montreal Olympics on the 4x4. He was also a 5-time All-American at UCLA. We had some wonderful football players. Paul Fall was down in Assemblyman. And it was just a wonderful school, and I had a great time and have a lot of fond memories.
My name is Randy Carroll. I'm the son of Jack Carroll, the head football coach at Sunnyvale High School from 1961 to 1974. I also attended, and my brothers Greg and Mike and sister attended Bishop Elementary School, Fair Oaks Elementary School, San Miguel, Madrone, and then later moved to Cupertino. There's a few trophies that I donated to the museum. One in particular in '69. There's a missing score. It just says it doesn't have a score for Sunnyvale, but a score for Fremont. At that game, it was tied 6-6 with 1 second left in that game. And there was a call called a 41 trap, which the ball was handed off to number 44, Paul Reynoso, and he ran in for the score. At that particular time, there was an argument whether or not you could run a play in 1 second or not. In today's world, we all know if you have 1 second, that's enough time to snap the ball and run a last play. So Sunnyvale was kind of robbed on that particular night, which created definitely the biggest rivalry after that year. Every time Fremont and Sunnyvale would play, along with the history that Jack and Jerry Ferguson had, just brought out the crowds there. It was standing room only. It was unbelievable. Sometimes even the band fought each other.
We first moved into California in 1958. Then my dad we were living in San Jose. My dad had a dry cleaners in Mountain View. And Highway 280 wasn't finished yet. And the El Camino was a 2-lane highway. So it took my dad 45 minutes to get to Mountain View on Castro Street to go to work at the dry cleaners. My dad owned the dry cleaner. Now if you go there now, you see a Kaiser hospital there. So the only thing I remember of Sunnyvale is that everywhere there was orchards.
Hi, I'm Marilyn Byrne. I was born and raised in Sunnyvale. My grandfather was William K. Hooper. He was the first postman in Sunnyvale. He used to go to Santa Clara to pick up the mail and bring it back. He had a little leather carrier drawn by a horse with beautiful U.S. mail all across it, and he delivered mail to everybody in Sunnyvale at that time. He was one of the original families he knew the Murphys, and etc. I would like to tell you that my cousins lived in Oakland, California, came down to visit with us, and we decided to roast potatoes at his beautiful antique cart that at that time we didn't know the value or the meaning, and we burned it to the ground. So I really wish I had that to give to the Historical Society, but sorry.